Uh-oh, bike fall down. Hi, welcome to Adventure Bikes Australia. My name is Ben and I'm not an expert at motorcycle riding or motorcycle mechanics in any way whatsoever. As you can see, we have a problem. Somehow these crash bars have been bent not just in, but also up. In this video, I'm going to be installing some new Gen 3 crash bars from SRC Adventure Moto. But for now, let's go back to the start. These are SRC Adventure Moto crash bars. I bought them on the way home from the dealership on the same day I picked up my KLR, and I also grabbed their bash plate. Now here's a tip for young players. It's a good idea to buy your crash bars and your bash plate from the same manufacturer. Sometimes crash bars and bash plates, they share mounting points. And if you don't get them from the same manufacturer, you may get them home and find that they don't line up and they won't fit together. At the time of purchase, there were only 3 crash bars available in Australia. The factory Cowie ones, the SW Motac ones, and of course the SRC Adventure Moto. The factory Kawasaki ones, they're more of just a motor protection bar and they don't have anything at all to protect the fairings. The SW Motac ones are a little bit better, but they just sort of come across to about here and really no protection for up top. So that just left the SRC Adventure Moto, and as you can see, they come quite a ways up the fairing, offering a great deal of protection. Now these are the Gen 2 crash bars from SRC. Installation was easy enough, very straightforward, and they fitted perfectly with the bash plate. And for a long time, these crash bars have proven themselves very tough. I've dropped the bike 3 times, each time a little harder and faster than the one before, but the 4th time was a real doozy. Now it's a little hard to explain, so here's a dramatic recreation. So let's set the scene. I was heading uphill into a 90-degree left-hander. There was a drainage ditch on the right side of the road and a drop-off down the hill on the left side of the road. The whole hillside had recently been logged with all the soil all churned up and random logs and stumps here and there. I came into the corner at around 60 or 70 kilometers an hour and just ran out of talent. I dropped the back wheel into the drainage ditch on the right, and this is where I made my biggest mistake. I should have cut the throttle and let the front wheel come down into the ditch too, so I could slowly make my way back out. Instead, I reacted in panic and jerked the bars to the left in the direction of the road. The back wheel, of course, found traction immediately and shot me straight across the road, ready to launch me off the embankment and down the hill. I managed to correct a little bit, bringing the bike more in line with the road, but not enough. And I launched off the road and into the air off the embankment. The bike landed with me still on it, almost parallel to the road on the embankment. Fortunately, the soil was really soft from having been recently logged. Unfortunately, the bike landed with full force on the right side crash bar. That's the weight of me, plus the bike, plus the gear I was carrying. As a result, the crash bars bent not just in, but more importantly, and problematically, up. Once again, however, I got a few new scratches, but no structural damage to the bike at all. Ordinarily, when you bend crash bars in, you can just bend them straight back out again. Wrap a ratchet strap around it, wrap it around a tree, ratchet it up, Bob's your uncle. However, because I'd also bent mine up, it was going to be almost impossible to bend them back down, because if I put a ratchet strap on it and tried to ratchet strap it down, the suspension would compress and it just wouldn't work. Now, I'm no mechanic, so I immediately began doubting myself, and I have a healthy dose of OCD. So I wanted to know the exact dimensions of the spaces between the bar and the bike. To find that out, I contacted Tony from SRC Adventure Moto. He told me all about this new generation of crash bars, and long story short, I now own a new set of Gen 3 crash bars. So let's get these ones off the bike and have a look at what's new. Once we have them lying out side by side, you can start to see the differences between the second and third generation. Firstly, the crash bars now go through the triangular mounting plate and are welded in place for increased strength. Secondly, a gusset has been welded onto the crash bars at the triangular mounting plate, joining the 2 pieces and increasing the lateral load capabilities. Thirdly, 2 stainless steel bushes with inserted urethane are used to mount the bars on the bike to fight the effect of the motor vibration. Fourthly, they now use 2 mounting points on the main frame, so the bars are no longer directly mounted on the motor. Finally, minor changes have been made to the overall design to increase the strength of the bars. Now, let's get these new bars on. As you've seen, the install process is really straightforward. The instructions are super clear. It can get a little bit fiddly if you're trying to mount the skid bar at the same time, but hey, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Now, as far as these new bars go, of course, I can't give a final opinion on them until I drop the bike again. However, these Gen 3 bars look every bit as tough and as solid as the Gen 2 bars. They feel really strong, and I trust that when I drop my bike again, they'll protect the bike really well. What do you think of them, and what crash bars are you running? Let me know in the comments below. One complaint about the KLR is a perceived lack of power. To find out what I've done about that, click on this video over here, and until next time, get out there and live an adventurous life.